Hello there. Have you ever driven past a magnificent historic house or beautiful gardens and thought, I'd love to spend an afternoon exploring that place, but never quite got around to it? Or perhaps you've noticed those brown heritage signs pointing to castles and manor houses during your travels and wondered what treasures they might hold. Well, today I want to chat with you about two wonderful organizations that could open up a whole new world of adventure and discovery for you: the National Trust and English Heritage. I'm talking especially to you if you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, because this stage of life offers a perfect opportunity to explore the rich tapestry of history and natural beauty right on our doorstep. With more free time and a lifetime of appreciation for the finer things, you're ideally placed to get the most out of these magnificent properties and landscapes. In this video, we'll go over several simple ways to embrace this wonderful interest, including how to get started with membership, discovering the best places to visit, and making the most of your experiences without breaking the bank. I'll share some insights that I wish someone had told me when I first became a member years ago. Let's start with something that often surprises people. Have you ever wondered just how much property and land these two charities possess between them? It's absolutely staggering. The National Trust looks after over 500 historic houses, castles, ancient monuments, gardens, parks, and nature reserves, covering nearly 800 miles of coastline and more than 250,000 hectares of land. English Heritage, meanwhile, cares for over 400 historic buildings, monuments, and sites, from world-famous prehistoric places like Stonehenge to Roman forts, medieval castles, and Cold War bunkers. When you become a member of either organization, you're not just gaining entry to a few old houses. You're unlocking access to hundreds of fascinating places across the country. And here's something many people don't realize until they've joined. Membership brings many benefits beyond just free entry, including free parking at most venues. Now, if you visit historic sites regularly, you'll know how quickly parking charges can add up. Speaking of joining, let's talk about membership options. Both organizations offer annual memberships that provide exceptional value for money, especially if you plan to visit just a few sites each year. For seniors, there are often discounted rates available. The National Trust offers a senior membership for those aged 60 and over, giving you a nice little saving on the standard adult price. English Heritage has similar concessions available for those over 65. What I particularly love about these memberships is the flexibility they offer. There's no pressure to visit a certain number of places to get your money's worth. You might decide to make regular visits to a favorite local property where you can watch the gardens change through the seasons, or you might prefer to plan occasional day trips to explore somewhere new. It's entirely up to you. If you're wondering whether it's worth becoming a member if you don't drive, let me reassure you that many properties are surprisingly accessible by public transport. The National Trust website has a helpful filter that allows you to search for places you can reach by bus or train. Many sites run special shuttle services from nearby towns or railway stations, especially during peak seasons. And, of course, if you have friends who drive, suggesting a day out at a historic property can be a wonderful way to socialize while sharing the journey. When I first considered joining, I wasn't sure where to begin. One of the best pieces of advice I can offer is to start by asking friends who are already members. They'll often have favorite places they're eager to tell you about, and nothing beats a personal recommendation. Most members develop a real enthusiasm for their favorite sites and are more than happy to share tips about the best times to visit. which tea rooms serve the most delicious scones, or which gardens are particularly spectacular in spring. If you don't know any current members, another great approach is to simply visit a property that interests you and talk to the reception staff. They're usually passionate about their site and can tell you all about what membership includes. Many properties offer leaflets about membership benefits, and the staff can answer any questions you might have about accessibility, facilities, or special events. What I find particularly wonderful about exploring National Trust and English heritage sites after 60 is that you can adjust your visits to suit your own pace and interests. There's no pressure to see everything in one day. You can take your time, perhaps focusing on the gardens one visit and the house interior another time. Many members tell me they enjoy returning to the same property multiple times, noticing different details on each visit, or seeing how the landscape transforms with the changing seasons. And don't think that these visits need to be strenuous affairs. Yes, some properties feature extensive grounds where you might walk for miles if you choose to, but many also offer beautiful courtyard gardens, accessible paths, and plenty of benches for resting. After 60, you can still do as much or as little as you want when visiting these beautiful historical sites. Some might enjoy an invigorating coastal path walk at a National Trust beach, while others might prefer a gentle stroll around a formal garden, followed by tea and cake in the cafe. As we move forward in our discussion about making the most of National Trust and English Heritage memberships, I want to share some practical tips for planning your visits and discovering hidden gems that even long-time members might have missed. Something that's transformed my enjoyment of these historic places is taking the time to plan visits around my specific interests. Both organizations have excellent websites and apps that allow you to search for properties based on what matters most to you. Perhaps you're particularly interested in Tudor history, or maybe beautiful gardens are your passion. You might be looking for places with exceptional art collections, or properties that featured in your favorite period dramas on television. The search features make it easy to discover places that align with your interests. I remember finding a fascinating industrial heritage site through the National Trust website that I would never have known about otherwise. It told the story of the workers who shaped our country's past. Quite different from the stately homes most people associate with the National Trust, but equally captivating. Let me share something that took me a while to discover: the incredible value of guidebooks. Both organizations produce beautiful, informative guidebooks for their properties. While there's usually an additional cost for these, they're well worth the investment for places that particularly capture your imagination. What I've found is that having the guidebook allows you to revisit the property in your mind long after your trip, and they're wonderful for planning return visits where you can focus on elements you might have missed the first time. Now, here's a little insider tip. Many charity shops in areas near popular National Trust or English heritage properties often have second-hand guidebooks at bargain prices. I've built quite a collection this way without spending a fortune. Another aspect that's enriched my experiences has been attending special events. Throughout the year, many properties host wonderful seasonal celebrations, expert talks, guided walks, or hands-on workshops. These events add another dimension to your visits and can be a delightful way to deepen your understanding or simply enjoy a property in a different light. I attended a Twilight Garden tour last summer, where the head gardener shared stories and secrets that weren't part of the regular visitor experience. It was absolutely magical. For those who enjoy photography, these historic places offer endless inspiration. The changing light on ancient stonework, the carefully composed views in landscape gardens, the intricate details of craftsmanship inside the houses, all provide wonderful subjects for photography. I've found that having this creative purpose during visits adds another layer of enjoyment. Many properties also run photography walks or workshops, specifically designed to help you capture the best images, which can be a lovely way to develop your skills while enjoying beautiful surroundings. One thing I've grown to appreciate enormously is the social aspect of these visits. Historic properties make wonderful meeting places for catching up with friends or spending time with family. Many of us find as we get older that having a shared activity or point of interest makes conversations flow more easily, especially across generations. Taking grandchildren to a castle where they can let their imaginations run wild, or meeting old friends for a peaceful walk through beautiful gardens, followed by lunch in the cafe. These create precious memories. Speaking of cafes, don't underestimate the pleasure of the culinary side of these visits. Both organizations take pride in their food and drink offerings, often sourcing ingredients locally and seasonally. I know several people who plan their visits around the quality of the cake in particular properties. There's something deeply satisfying about enjoying a well-earned cup of tea and slice of homemade cake after exploring a historic house or garden. If mobility is becoming more of a consideration for you, it's worth knowing that both organizations have made great strides in improving accessibility. Many properties now offer mobility scooters or wheelchairs for loan, though it's always best to check and reserve these in advance. And an increasing number have installed lifts or created alternative routes to help visitors with limited mobility enjoy as much of the property as possible. The National Trust website has detailed accessibility information for each property, including gradients of paths, the number of steps, and the availability of accessible toilets. English Heritage provides similar information. This level of detail allows you to plan visits, knowing exactly what to expect, and avoiding any potential disappointments or difficulties. Another dimension that's worth exploring is the volunteering opportunities these organizations offer. After retirement, many people find tremendous satisfaction in becoming part of the volunteer community at their local National Trust or English Heritage property. The roles vary enormously, from room guiding and sharing your knowledge with visitors to helping in the gardens, working in the shop or cafe, or supporting special events. It's a wonderful way to make new friends, keep active, and contribute to preserving our heritage for future generations. For those interested in learning more, both organizations offer fascinating insights into conservation work. Many properties have conservation in action days, where you can watch skilled craftspeople at work or learn about the meticulous research that goes into preserving historic interiors. These glimpses behind the scenes help you appreciate the enormous effort that goes into caring for our historic places. Now, let me share something that has truly enhanced my experience with both organizations: the sense of connection to our shared history. When you visit these places regularly, you begin to piece together a more complete picture of our nation's story. You'll start noticing connections between different properties. Perhaps the same family owned several houses you've visited, or you'll recognize architectural styles that span different centuries and regions. There's something deeply moving about standing in rooms where history was made, walking through gardens that have evolved over centuries, or touching stones that were placed by hands hundreds or even thousands of years ago. These tangible connections to our past can provide a wonderful sense of perspective that many find comforting and inspiring as we reflect on our own place in the ongoing human story. If you're someone who appreciates peace and tranquility, here's a valuable tip. Timing your visits to avoid the crowds makes all the difference. Many properties are at their busiest during school holidays and summer weekends. But as someone with more flexibility in your schedule, you can take advantage of quieter weekday visits. Early mornings often offer the most serene experience, with the added bonus of beautiful light for those who enjoy photography. Some properties also offer special early opening times for members only. giving you precious moments of near solitude in these magnificent places. The changing seasons bring different delights to historic properties. Spring gardens burst with color. Summer allows for picnics in meadows and longer evening visits. Autumn brings spectacular foliage and harvest festivals, while winter offers cozy interiors with roaring fires and festive decorations. By visiting the same properties throughout the year, you'll develop a deeper appreciation for these seasonal rhythms and might discover that a familiar place can feel entirely different depending on when you visit. Something I found particularly rewarding is exploring the areas around these properties. Many National Trust and English heritage sites are situated in beautiful landscapes with public footpaths nearby. Combining a property visit with a walk in the surrounding countryside makes for a fulfilling day out and helps you understand how these places sit within their broader environment. Both organizations' websites often suggest walks that take in the best of the local scenery. For those interested in delving deeper into history, both organizations offer excellent publications, online resources, and sometimes even courses or study days. The knowledge you'll gain enhances each visit as you begin to understand the context and significance of what you're seeing. I've found that the more I learn, the more fascinating these places become. Let's talk about practical matters for a moment. To make the most of your membership, it's worth keeping a few essentials in your car or bag for impromptu visits. A pair of comfortable walking shoes, a lightweight waterproof jacket, a water bottle, and perhaps a small pair of binoculars for spotting architectural details or wildlife can transform a casual visit into a more immersive experience. Many regular visitors also keep a folding seat in their car, which can be invaluable for resting while enjoying a beautiful view or garden. If you're concerned about the physical demands of visiting historic properties, rest assured that there are plenty of options suitable for different levels of mobility and energy. Many sites have beautifully maintained gardens or grounds where you can enjoy a gentle stroll of whatever length that suits you. Houses often have rooms where you can sit and soak in the atmosphere, and helpful volunteers who are happy to share their knowledge while you rest. Remember, these visits should be a pleasure, not a challenge. There's no need to see everything in one go. What continues to delight me about both National Trust and English Heritage is how they cater to so many different interests. History enthusiasts can delve into fascinating stories of the people who lived and worked in these places. Garden lovers can admire rare plants and inspired designs. Architecture buffs can study everything from medieval stonework to modernist concrete. Art lovers can discover collections that rival many museums. Nature enthusiasts can explore diverse ecosystems from chalk-down land to ancient woodland. Whatever captures your imagination, you'll find it represented somewhere within these organizations' properties. As we draw to a close, I want to emphasize that becoming a member of National Trust or English Heritage, or indeed both, isn't just about visiting historic buildings. It's about enriching your life with beauty, knowledge, and meaningful experiences. It's about connecting with our shared heritage and supporting its preservation for future generations. It's about finding places that speak to you personally and returning to them like old friends. Many people tell me that their memberships have opened up a whole new chapter in their lives, providing structure, purpose, and joy during retirement years. Whether you visit these places alone for peaceful contemplation, with partners for shared discoveries, or with friends and family for sociable days out, each visit creates memories and deepens your appreciation for the extraordinary tapestry of history and nature that surrounds us. I hope this conversation has inspired you to consider exploring what these wonderful organizations have to offer. If you're already a member, perhaps it's given you some new ideas for making the most of your visits. Remember, There's no right or wrong way to enjoy these places. The joy is in discovering what speaks to you personally. I'd love to hear about your own experiences with National Trust or English heritage in the comments below. Which properties have captured your heart? Do you have any special tips to share with others? Please like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe to the channel for more content designed especially for living your best life after 60. Until next time, happy exploring. And, of course, as wonderful as it is to visit places that form part of our heritage, you may want to squeeze in other hobbies or pastimes in your busy retirement. For more ideas, click the link below, and here are a couple to begin with. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.